All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing something a little bit different today. I've never done an unboxing video, and Lord knows I love some new tackle. We're in a weird spot in the season right now. It's March 20th. It's the first day of spring, but ice fishing is over. It's not yet safe to be out on the water. The rivers are all high. There's still a lot of ice. It's going to be um, still at least a few weeks before we're able to hit the banks, and then even longer, I think, before we'll be out on the kayak. But Lord knows it's been a long winter, and I've got quite a haul that I am going through as I wait for the season to really pick up. Organizing things, and figured I would share some of that with you um, as we're thinking about it here. So I'm going to try to get through this and keep it as quick as possible. I've got a lot. I have um, random things that I have picked up over the winter. I've got things that I received for Christmas. I have quite a few things from the New England Fishing Expo and New England Outdoor Expo. Those just passed a couple of weeks ago. And I had some gift cards. So I've got 2 boxes from Tackle Warehouse. I'm going to try to get through all of that without making this run too long. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into it with some spy baits. I picked up a handful of spy baits. No secret sauce on this. This one is a Berkeley Spy. It's a slow sink. This is the 70 in Stealth Perch. I also picked up actually multiple of these ones. This is the Duo Realis. This is the Spin Bait 80 shallow, and I have a 70, both in this Ghost Gold Perch color. Also have a Berkeley in, oh, now we're getting caught up here. Berkeley in black, and it's a 2 3/4 inch, third of an ounce. It's a slow sink, and another Duo here, and this one is in bone. No secret sauce. If you know, you know. Spy baits can be incredibly effective in a variety of situations, but they also are very easy to lose. So I've got a bunch of those that I have picked up, and will be throwing as soon as I possibly can here. So that's it for spy baits. This next group, I picked up a couple of these guys. I'm going to call them spoons and scoping. It's not something that I have any experience in, but I did see in a tournament last year just how incredibly effective they can be. If you're a co-angler, you're in the back of the boat, and your boater is out in deep water, live scoping. Don't underestimate your ability to throw a spoon and have just a dynamite time here. This one, not a spoon. I'm going to start with this one. This is a Lucky Craft Wander Slur. It is meant to mimic a bait fish, to act similar to a spoon. It's going to fall horizontal, though, instead of vertical. I don't know. We're going to give this a try. This is chrome. I have, if you go on the Lucky Craft site, they have other colors, and they say that it's a limited production run. So they're still available on Tackle Warehouse. I have yet to try that. That's something, if we're a little bit shallower, but I still want to have maybe a good minnow alternative versus these other two. This first one here, this is the P-Line Laser Minnow. This is not tungsten, so I won't be using this in New Hampshire, but it is a 1/2 ounce, 2-inch jig. Good for forward-facing guys if you want. And then here's the other one that I've got. This is the Queen Tackle LS tungsten scoping spoon. Also 1/2 ounce. You can see how much smaller it is. Half an inch smaller. It's the difference you get from tungsten to lead. Again, I don't have any experience with that, but I saw a guy just absolutely crush them doing that off the back of the boat, and said, I better have some of those on hand next time I am out. So here we are. Next group that I want to get into. Okay, there's a lot here. I'm going to just call this BFS, and a lot of the stuff is going to fall into that category. I have always, just as a fisherman, preferred smaller, lighter, more finesse presentations, but really only just last year started getting into true BFS. And I love it. I'm having a blast with it. There's a whole lot that I still have to learn. I'm excited to continue that this year. So anyhow, that's been a focus for me. As you'll see these next ones that we go through. And this is also opening up. So I've primarily been fishing for bass, but the BFS side of things opens up more to targeting multi-species. I do plan on hitting rivers nearby, looking for trout, as well as panfish. So we'll see how that goes. First one I'm going to show you here. This is a little tiny guy. This is the Bait Sanity Simple Bait BFS Glide Bait. It is a single joint, little tiny 2-inch, 2.2 gram. It's got, comes with two little tungsten discs. Put those guys on there. It's got mixed reviews online. Haven't tried it, but I figured something from Bait Sanity you can't go too wrong. So that's the first one that I have. The next is a series of small jerk baits. They're honestly going to be more for rivers and streams looking for trout, I think. First one, I'll show you here. This is the another Duo Realis. This is the Spearhead Ryuki. This is the it's 2-inch, 4 gram, just a sinking minnow. So just a micro jerkbait. Next one, also micro jerkbait. This is Zero Tackle Z Spender, also 2 inches. This one is 1/8 ounce. It's suspending. I mean, we're talking 1 to 3 feet here. These micro jerk baits, you're doing much smaller twitches and or just burning and getting that real tight wobble as it comes through. Next one here, probably the smallest that I have so far. This is from a company called Creek Life. Again, you can see very small micro jerkbait. This is called the Moonshiner. This is 1.4 inches and 3.4 grams. It is thinking it's a little bit heavy for this size. Comparatively, when you're talking very, very light line, light gear, something that small, being able to sink is going to be great. This is another. Let's see if I can do this without hooking myself. This is another Moonshiner, small jerkbait. My finger's getting in the way. I'm sorry. I'll show you these colors because they're absolutely fantastic. You can see that white belly, black top. Let's just look at the side of that. So this is another Moonshiner. This one, the color is called Snuffback. It's a 2.4 inch, 6.5 grams. So this is going to be much heavier than the other one. This one, you can probably start to get into some smaller bass, maybe smallmouth territory. It's going to be real interesting when that comes out. Another one I got, don't have to spend any time on this. This is also from Creek Tackle, just an inline spinner. A little bit of red hair on the back here, plus that little ball on there. Again, for chasing trout, this one's called the Spin and Grin Crimson Current. Tungsten weight on that. Let's see. Next, actually, some BFS soft plastics. Here we go. These ones are really fascinating. I'm not going to take this first one. Maybe I will. First one here is called the Appalachian Trout Tamer. They are just stick bait, rubber worms, very small. Here we go, 2.9 inches. That's it. And you can see, and this is why I took it out just so you could show you. There is, and I'll show you these hooks in a second. It is a micro-sized EWG hook. And not only will I use them with these, what they call the trout tamers. This color is the Last Native. It's a very natural looking color, a little bit of green pumpkin mixed in. I'll also be using those hooks on this next one, which is called the Creek Croaker. This is a toad style frog, and it's really small. I also have a hook in this one. Use that to hold it up. This guy you've seen, so he's got feet to kick. 1.7 inches. It's just a tiny frog. It's just going to sit there, and those feet will kick. You'll get a little bit of disturbance. This will also be for the creeks around here. I'm sure we can find trout, panfish. I don't think I'm going to catch a bass on something that's, I don't know. We'll see. Um, and then these are this last piece from Creek Life here that I want to show you. They specialize, by the way, in true creek fishing. Really, really small, finessey stuff. It's amazing. This is it. That's the hook. This is my thumbnail, and that's the hook. You can see very, very tiny, but a great fit for the finesse baits that they have. And if you are into creek fishing like that, or you are exploring BFS, check out Creek Life. They have a great YouTube channel as well. They're always doing a lot of great things. This is just some of the stuff that they have, but I figured I would put these to good use. So that's why I have this selection in particular. Let's move on to some soft plastics here. Give me a second. I'm going to pull out. I've got a box of these sitting here, and then I'm going to have to reorganize myself for the next thing. First one I'll show you, Zero Tackle. I'm not doing great with the camera here. This is the Euro Tackle Finesse Metacraw 2.4 inch. It's a pure black craw. I don't think there's necessarily anything special. There are other craws of this size from any number of manufacturers. I saw them. I had some other Euro Tackle stuff, obviously, that I had picked up. We'll talk about that more in just a second. So I threw these into the cart. They will get put to good use. I love that 2.5 to 3 inch size, even on some of my smaller jigs that, I mean, you would probably call finesse, but not true bait finesse. I will put a 3 inch craw on, sometimes cut them down. Those are going to fit fantastic. Love that. Next is going to be the G-Crack Bellows Shad. These are 2.8 inch, and the color is AJ's. Here, I'll flip that around so you can see. Hold that up to the light. AJ's Juice. It's essentially it's a green pumpkin with some purple flake in there. These guys are dynamite. If you haven't fished the Bellows Shad or the Bellows Gills yet, you can do a lot of really cool things on them. They're amazing on a free rig. You can fish them on a Carolina rig. I put them on a jig, a heavier jig, but a bigger profile, and also the floating elastomer, and you get a great fall, great action when you're popping along the bottom. I have had great luck with that. So if you're not on the Bellows bandwagon yet, you're missing out. Moving on here. Next one, Great Lakes Finesse. These are the Snack Cross, a 2.1 inch. This is the called Brown Pumpkin Special. It's definitely a darker variety. Some green and purple flake in there. If I can hold it up and you can see maybe a little bit better. Man, I'm really getting hooked on this Great Lakes Finesse stuff. They also make a very quality line of products, and it fits very well with the style of fishing that I truly enjoy. So I haven't used those before. I have some jigs I'll show you in just a minute that I specifically got to pair with these craws, or maybe I don't know, probably vice versa. I probably got the craws because I love nothing better than throwing a jig. Next one here is going to be mule fishing. This is the burrow bug, 1.8 inches. This is tiny. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these. I do have jigs I can put this on. This might be like a Kitech, like a mono guard or a spin jig, very very small. This is not going to add a lot of bulk. It's not going to add a lot of weight. I could also see putting this on a really small hair jig. We'll see, or even just a ball head jig. They're unique. They're interesting. I've heard people rave about the burrow bugs. Nothing special about that, but I am interested in it. All right, let's see what else do we have here. These are from Caperlin. These are the Ubari Craws. And, I shared Euro Tackle, a couple of Euro Tackle things that I have. I've been getting more Euro Tackle gear. They also are a great shop for some of the smaller finesse stuff. But they have this, I don't know if it's a sister brand, but it's Caperlin. They have some bigger baits, not only these soft plastics, but also some hard baits. It's a craw. You see two long. I don't know how well you can see two long tentacles going out between the craws. A very a pretty thick body, so I think these are going to hold on to jigs very well. And bait, the bait keeper, different bait keepers, whether you've got a molded bait keeper or if it's wire. I have just two sizes here and two different colors. I've got one is a green pumpkin with a black flake at a 2.5 inch, and then I've got a 3 inch here, and that is just a green pumpkin and silver color. So those again are from Caperlin. Next up, see, I'm already running out of room here. I'm gonna have to start throwing things back in the box. Couple more, real quick, before we move on. Next here, the Fish Arrow Flash J Split. These caught my eye because they're very realistic looking. The body is slimmer than a shiner that I would be using for ice fishing. Maybe a little bit, I don't know, a little bit closer to some of the forage up in Winnipesaukee and the other lakes. So that caught my eye. There's the center of these has a very reflective core. Um, I could see these. I expect that something like this would be great on a plain jig head or something like an Okashira screw head, where you're getting the spin and the vibration, a little bit of flash off of that, and then like I said, that foil on the inside, you can see as I move it in the light, looks very realistic and caught my eye for sure. Hopefully, it will catch the fish. Lunker City is a brand that's been around for a very long time. They make the Sluggo. They make some great baits, including the Helgies. These are 5 inch. There's not much to say on this. It is amazing Ned bait. They go down much smaller than this. These are the big ones. I have 5. I have 3. What else do I have? I have a variety of sizes. Dynamite. Also, if you are here, take a look at this. If you are looking to fish a jig and you want something to bulk it up a little bit, have a profile that comes out from the skirt, but you don't want necessarily the claws or something that's going to have a lot of action, these work really, really well, especially these big ones here. I'm going to show you another one from Lunker City. Have never fished these. This is called the Ribster. This is a 3-inch bait. It's just a worm with a little nub on the tail here. Drop shot. That's what this is going to be. This is going to be purely a drop. Well, I say that, but I'm sure I'll find something else to stick them on. Kind of thin. I mean, they kind of remind me. I'm going to pull one out here and show you. They kind of remind me of a Kitech, but instead of a paddle tail, they just have a straight tail. So I can show you. There's the straight tail, and there's the body. Actually, that would be definitely a drop shot. That would be really interesting. The color isn't quite right for what I have from a hair jig perspective, but I could put that on a hair jig, or I put that on, I don't know, plenty of other things. Last one, I got these two for Christmas. Jumping on the Flux Gill bandwagon. Very similar to the Bellows in terms of that shape, but instead of the ribs, they have holes. I do love the power bait, the Max Scent baits. I love their craws. I love the general, the worms. I use those primarily, so I'm happy about that. That's a great gift. Again, that was something that was given to me. Those 2 packages for Christmas. All right, we're gonna keep going here, and gosh, we're already getting long here, and I have so much more to go. Bear with me. It's good stuff. Next, I want to talk about jigs. That's my favorite. There's nothing better than getting on a good jig bite. So I'm always watching for jigs. I'll tell you, hands down, my favorite. I do have some here. I'll talk about in a minute. Beast Coast. You can't beat it. Football jigs, swim jigs, flipping jigs. Their tungsten is incredible, but it's not all that I throw. Certainly my favorite. These are something, again, this is from Caperlin. This is the brand that I was telling you about. It's similar to, I think it's a sister company to Euro Tackle. There's a very, almost a swim jig like head to this. This is going to come through cover really well. This is a 1/4 ounce. I actually got two. So this one is black. I also got a natural craw color. And this is tungsten. So that makes a difference fishing here in New Hampshire. Next one. So I mentioned the Great Lakes Finesse. This is the Great Lakes Finesse matte finesse jig. It's a ball head jig, matte finish. A little bit of a, losing the camera, a little bit of a thinner skirt on this. Looking dynamite. This is what I was saying will pair specifically with the snack craws that I was showing you earlier, this 2.1 inch brown pumpkin special. And this is a matte black brown jig. Chef's kiss. But these are not tungsten. So I cannot fish these in New Hampshire. So they'll be sitting in the tackle box for some of the travels that I have coming up. Again, I said I got two of them. So I've got one is 1/8 and one is 3/16. What's this next one here? This is one I saw on Bait Finesse Empire and thought, hey, that looks kind of interesting. It reminds me of that Kitech mono. What is it? The spin guard is a bigger one, a little bit of a different head. This is the D style D jig cover. This is 1/8 ounce. Green pumpkin pepper is the color. It's just a brownish green pumpkin color. It's a micro flipping jig, but this is tungsten. How about that? And I love like that 1/8 ounce is really nice on the BFS. You can get a variety of trailers on something like that. I'm not sure about this keeper. That's what it's got on for a keeper. Euro Tackle does the same thing, and I find that these little the globs of whatever it is that they use, one, don't always hold, and two, sometimes they break or they slide up the shank of the hook. Okay, how are we doing here? Okay, here's some more BFS stuff. This is kind of fun. I will start with this one. Speaking of Euro Tackle, they have now swim baits. This is the Nage, Nage. And this one is 3/16 of an ounce, 2.5 inches. The color here is matte shad. It's a very translucent. If I put the light behind it, you see right through it. I also have I have a larger one. I don't remember what size. I think it's a 4-inch. I fished it some, haven't fished it a lot, but it was good enough that I wanted to get one of those and be able to try that. Give me a second here. Next, this feels like everybody, if you're on the BFS Reddit group, the big thing here is the Buka Bull Shad, the 2.5 inch. And I have, what was that one? Pearl Bone. I have Threadfin-tastic. I have, oh wait, maybe this is the Threadfin-tastic one. It says it's a trick shad. They all came together. Bull shad, trick shad, those are the exact same. This one is in, the trick shad is, the packaging on this one is incorrect. And I know that because this is the trick shad. And this one I'm really excited about. So the difference here is you've got 3 joints on the bull shad. So it's much more of you'll burn, you'll kill it, you'll burn, you'll kill it, and it's just going to go very, very quickly like that. The trick shad, single joint, and so you're going to have a little bit more of a chop and glide on this. Is much more of a glide than it is a swim bait. I haven't fished with them. I don't know how it's going to go. People have been raving about them. There have been issues with the trick shad in particular. The backside of the tail fin here. If you get these, take them out of the package and check. A lot of folks have had trouble with the backside piece of the plastic holding the tail in actually being cracked or broken. Mine has been fine, thankfully. It probably won't take me long to break them anyways, but for now, they're in good shape. Next one, I am super excited about this. If you have not heard of the Chomp Swim Bait Company, this is what they do. It is a gentleman and his sons that have designed and built these. This is the Nimble BFS Glide. This is a 3.5 inch, quarter ounce. This color is bone. I checked his site just now. And he's actually got a bunch of colors, not a bunch. He's got, there's a baby bass that's on there, there's a trout, and there's a bluegill color. I like the bone. I had one of his, I did order one from his very first run last fall. My first cast, this is my last open water fishing trip on a local pond last year before it iced in. First cast, something hit it, didn't hook up. Casted it back out, brought it in, nothing. Third cast, giant pickerel got it. And I got it all the way to my feet at the bank, and then toothy critter cut through my line, and I lurched into the water and tried to grab the fish because I could see it's a light bait. I could see it slowly swimming down the bank. I didn't get it. I was so disappointed. So as soon as he had his next run up for pre-order on the site, I got two of them. How about this packaging though? So they've got this block here. See if excuse me, see if I can show you this. The hooks. You need split ring pliers. You can install if you need to. There's an extra tail in the back if you need it. If you install the hooks but still want to use this, I have done that. The block here has, you'll see those little lines under the body there. That's so that you can keep it in the package with the hooks on. I've got two of these, and these are pricey. These are, the bone is $60 a piece. The other colors I think are 75 or 80. In my opinion, really, really worth it. Not just because it's a great bait. And again, within the first three casts, yes, I lost it, but I also had two fish. I just wanted to crush it in very cold water. I'll be fishing those hard this year. Not just that, but also I love being able to support a guy and his sons and what they are trying to do here. So check them out. If you are unfamiliar with them, it's bound to be dynamite. All right, I'm going to throw some things in a box here and keep talking while I'm doing it. So bear with me. Ouch. That was inevitable. I was going to say, bear with me while I make a giant tangled mess of hooks in this box to make room for the next thing. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you. This is also from Christmas. I think my favorite top water technique is throwing a spook. Love a spook. Have done really well on a spook. You can't throw a spook in any sort of heavy cover, including lily pads. I'm going to have to look this up. I don't even remember what it is. Nope, it's escaping me. It is a weedless, so it has a frog hook, but in a soft spook body. Here, give me 1 second. I will look this up because I'm completely forgetting what this guy's called. Here we go. Top water. What is this? This is from American Baitworks. It is called the Zoo Dog. It's a snag-proof spook, 4.25 inches. This is just black. It's a hollow body walking bait meant for the thick stuff. All right, now that I have done that, I've cleared off some of my desk. A little bit more gear I'll talk about here before I get into my what my purchases from New England Fishing Expo. I mentioned Eurotackle. I'm getting a lot from them these days. They have these thin tackle boxes, foam tackle boxes for jig heads or small lures. I picked up two. This one has some the foam here and then storage on the side. They're nice. They are high quality. I'm sure they will work well. I'm not finding that it's too thin. When you open this up, half of this thickness is the foam, and when you try to close it, even on the smallest jig heads, can't close that lid. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet. Would love to find a good use for them. If you have used something like this, Eurotackle isn't the only one that makes them. Let me know, because these are quality and worth it. Here's another one. This I actually picked up. I was picking up bait ice fishing and saw this on the shelf. Here's another one. And this is really what I will be using for all my jig heads, Ned heads, ball heads, stand-up jigs, some football jig heads, some tube jig heads. They fit in here into this double-sided hard clamshell. This is going to make a big difference on the kayak and bank fishing. I would usually just grab a handful. I mean, it's got a little bit of weight with all those jig heads in it, but it's so easy to go from the sling bag back into my crate or into the in the kayak there, that it's going to make things convenient as we go. Okay, how are we doing? Holy cow. We are at 30 minutes and I still have so much to go through. We're going to pick it up. This is stuff now from the New England Fishing Expo. Let me get back over here to my notes so I can tell you what we got. Dun, dun, dun. From Fit Lures, the Javelin Ned. They call it the Vig. It's a little over 2.5. It's a small tube they actually have made to pair with this. So this goes in here, and you throw that on a Ned head or a stand-up jig. They have their own stand-up jig. I didn't get them. They were not tungsten, but I do have some tungsten ones from Northland Tackle. And then these guys really caught my eye. These are stone caddies, and this is just a variety pack with I think one of every color that they have. 3 inches. They look like if you fish the Susquehanna River, that's exactly what they are. These little tiny. They call them stone caddies. They look like a small catfish. And the smallmouth there, I love them. So I'll be putting those to good use for sure. Also, as we're talking about some soft plastics, Biwa baits. I picked up, these are the same thing, just I've got a 4-inch and a 3-inch. These are the Ultra Hog. And they're essentially a creature bait. I would call it a creature bait over a craw. That's that. This looks like something that would be great in a bunch of different presentations, but I was kind of thinking Carolina rig. It's got those two hooked appendages that I think are going to catch water very well. And so that's why I picked those guys up. Plus, I mean, BY has a pretty good reputation. I don't know how young the brand is. I've only started hearing about them within the last couple of years, but people have been singing their praises. Okay, keep on here. Sematus Baits, local company. They have these tungsten jigs. This is a football jig, very light skirt material. This is a 1/2 ounce and it's a tiny head. Just a football jig. This is called the Tomcat. Again, I love jigs. This one's going to be tied on probably as soon as I get out. First time I get out there. We're going to talk about some chatterbaits. This is the Z-Man Tungsten Evo in 1/2 ounce. It's just a green pumpkin chatterbait. I've got tournaments this year I've got 2 on the upper Chesapeake, and I have a feeling chatterbait is going to be the deal. So that's the Tungsten Evo. And then everybody knows the jackhammer. This one is actually 3/4 of an ounce, also in green pumpkin. Talk about some jerk baits. I had 2 jerk baits that I really wanted to look for while we were there. They sold out almost immediately. Sold out of these colors almost immediately last year. Haven't been able to get them online. The first one is a Vision 110 Junior. And the color here that I was really going for is the GP Pro Perch. They actually had quite a selection in the 110, the 110 plus one, 110 plus two, and then obviously the junior. I picked up the junior on this one, but it was nice having some options. The other one that I've been trying to get my hands on here is the GP Pro Blue. So very translucent with a gold, not gold, blue back. And this is the full size Vision 110. So 3/8, nope, half ounce. The 110 Junior is 3/8 ounce. Great jerk baits. It's almost jerk bait season for sure. Mentioned I got a bunch of jigs, and I mentioned I love Beast Coast. While I was there, I picked up a couple of baby dozers, a couple of open water snipers. I already have a full box with Beast Coast jigs. Those are just, I couldn't walk by and not grab something while I was there. What did I get? Half ounce and 3/8 ounce in dirt bag and their MB Sexy Melon colors. Two awesome, awesome colors. Moving on here. What do we have? The next one, actually, these next couple are some that caught my eye. These go back into the bait finesse category. This is the EMA Twig 60. It's a 6.5 gram slow sinking, completely horizontal micro jerk bait. This is going to be, it's a little bigger than the other ones, and certainly by 6.5 grams is heavier than all but one of the other ones that I showed you. An interesting chartreuse and white and silver color on that. I'm sure I'll lose it pretty quickly, but I'm going to give it a great shot. Next one here is going to be the Megabass GH46 Humpback. I should take these out so you can actually see them. Why have I not been doing that? I don't really care about the packaging. And you do care about sitting here for an hour watching me pull this tackle out. It's stuck now. Good intentions. Here we go. So this is it. And this color is called HT Setsuki Chiao. I don't know. It's a twitch bait. It's a fast sinking. It shimmies on the fall. More of a, I think, a burn and kill than a jerking or twitching, if you will. 2.3 inch, 3/16 ounce. All right. If you have followed BFS World at all, I'm sure you have heard of the Karashi. I already have several of these. Picked up another. There's not much to say about that. 3/16 ounce, 2.3. Nope. Take that back. What was I saying? This guy. I'm reading my notes wrong. The Humpback. It's a 46 millimeter, 4 gram. 3/16 ounce on the Karashi, 2.3 inches. This is a great twitch bait. It's not quite surface. You can walk it on the surface. You can also let it sink and then jerk it back up. These things are dynamite. They work exceptionally well. Let's see, a couple of other things, just random things I picked up. Some Megabass hooks to go on a Vision 110. I've got a custom painted Vision 110 that still needs hooks. These are the Katsuage hook, and they can be tough to get. Saw those walking by, grabbed them. Wicked weights, some tungsten nail weights. This will be fantastic for both. I'll use these both for Nico rigging and also hover strolling. Mentioned those flash J arrow minnows. Those would be great for hover strolling. Last two, actually, I didn't get these in the New England Fishing Expo. This was from the New England Outdoors Expo here in Milford. Just 2 packs of Owner shaky heads. The nice thing about Owner is that they have a centering pin in their screw lock. It's a minor thing that actually makes a huge difference when you're trying to thread the bait on, keep it straight, get it where you want it to go, especially when you're trying to rig a shaky head. So I picked up 2 of those. That was everything from the 2 expos that we had. Again, the New England Fishing Expo was the very beginning of February, and the New England Outdoor Expo here in Milford, New Hampshire, was actually just 2 weeks ago. So that was fresh. Okay. Next, one last thing, actually, I'll tell you before I get into the last 2 things that I've got here. The Berkeley Credge. It's I don't know. It was on sale at Walmart, so I picked one up. I've never fished one. As I understand it, you fish it like a jerkbait. It's sinking, but you fish it like a jerkbait. When you are twitching the line, it'll actually twitch up in the water, compared to a jerkbait that you want to have more suspending and more level on that. All right, here we go. Getting there, almost done. 2 tackle warehouse boxes arrived in the mail today. And this was some gift cards that I had expiring. Figured while I was going to be going through my tackle, there were some things that caught my eye and some things that I wanted. So you're going to get this real time here. Here's the first box. What have we got? Holy moly. Holy moly. Such good stuff. Let me dump this out and then I can put it back in the box. No. Here we go. All right. This is a great time of year when you can stock up on your tackle. You can make your plans, figure out what you need. You don't have that pressure of being out on the water and trying to juggle everything as it goes into the kayak or into your bag. So that is my plan here. I picked up more of these Helgies. I just showed you. These are more of the 5-inch. I think these are. I'm going to go through these very, very quickly. I know the smaller ones I go through very quickly, so I picked up some more. Next 2, these 2 actually go together. I've got this is a 3.2-inch spider jig. These are the Kitech Hyper Spider, so it's got skirt built in, and essentially it's a twin tail grub up top, and then the tungsten super football jig head. These are 1/4 ounce on a 2-aught hook. Those 2 will go together. If you ever have fished right after ice out, you know that a spider jig can actually be the ticket when nothing else is. Just put it out, slowly drag it in, and so I did pick up a few of those. You'll see here. I already talked about the chatterbait. This is another tungsten Evo. This is a 1/2 ounce, and this is in electric shad. Again, that is really more for my trips out to Chesapeake than anything. I mean, I've fished them up here, obviously, plenty. But that was some specific purchases. I will also be, what are we doing? Champlain and St. Lawrence River. So these are pre-rigged tungsten weight Carolina rigs from 6 Cents. You can rig them. You can carry your Carolina rigs by hand. These are both 1/2 ounce. I think I have others. Maybe they're back order, but I think I have 1 ounce in the other box. These pre-rigged ones, they actually work really, really great. You can tie them on, get them out, and change them out very, very quickly if you need to. If you are a co-angler, you're on the back of the boat, you're trying to figure things out. Carolina rig is a great way to find some fish, and sometimes that's all they're biting. But if they're not, you don't want to spend time tying it up, putting it on, and then trying to switch and get back to something else here. I'm not going to take these next ones necessarily out of the package here. I'll talk about them real quick. This is a micro spy bait, also from Eurotackle. It's called the Z Spider. It's a 2-inch spot. How much does this weigh? I don't even remember. Oh, eighth of an ounce. So even a smaller profile than those. Excuse me, those Duo Realis, the 70 that I showed you earlier. So this is going to be great. Here's a Megabass humpback, similar to the other one that I showed you. This is a size 51. You can't see that. Hold on a second. I'll keep talking here. Similar to that gorgeous gold colored one that I showed you before. This one's a little bit bigger. And would you look at those colors? Dynamite. A little bit bigger on this one. I would hope I could maybe find a nice big brown trout that would chase that guy down. But we're gonna see. I don't know yet. Another spy bait, also from Duo. This is the 72 Alpha. This is a heavier one. It's bigger, it's heavier, so you can fish this a little bit deeper, more aggressively. I got these. These are also from Duo Realis. They're the Mito Pico 73. I have no idea what this is. It caught my eye. It is jointed, has a hook out the top, has a very, let's see if I can get right in front of the camera. You can see, okay, there it is, some tinsel on the tail. I do think if you look at the line tie, it has that 90-degree line tie on here. I think this is going to be, similar. I was telling you about the Wander Slur. These are probably going to be something off the back of the boat when your boater is out in deep water scoping. Fifth of an ounce on these, so you can get them to depth if the schools are up high. And my guess is you can shake this. It's a hard bait, but a little bit more than just a rubber minnow on that. Let me take these guys out. I've got a bunch of these. These are also Beast Coast. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 6 of these, and I think there may be either some more that are. We're stuck in there. Oh, it's user error. Well, I was going to pull one of these out. This is the Tungsten Superfly hair jig. Again, Beast Coast is my favorite. There are a lot of great hair jig makers out there. I think Beast Coast is number one. They do have the big black eye on there, as you can see, on both sides. Very full marabou. They do have a small keeper. You're not going to be able to see this. There's a small keeper in there for any soft plastics that you would put on there. You know what I love doing with these? So I've got, what did I do? Black. I've got black and purple. And I forget this color. It's in olive color. You can see almost like a cream or a white and then a brown. And I've got this in multiple sizes from 16th to an 8th, and I think some 3/16ths as well. Anyhow, what I was going to say, for a trailer on these guys, I love putting a Berkeley Maxent flatworm. And you can put the smaller ones on there, and you just get a little bit of a tail that comes out. Doesn't interfere with the action of the marabou. It's a great cold water early season or late season presentation. But it is one of those things where you end up losing. If you're really fishing them, you're going to end up losing some. So I grabbed a handful. Beast Coast was at the New England Fishing Expo, but it was a very small selection. I know he was waiting for the Classic. He was just down at the Classic this past week, and I think he had more of his inventory there. So I just grabbed these off Tackle Warehouse. Last one from this box, and then we'll keep going here. This is the Tackle Works bait sack. This is just a wrap to when you're on the boat, especially if you're a co-angler and you're carrying your rods and you've got your bait and the hooks. Stuff just gets caught on everything. This is just a wrap while you are in transit, going to meet your boater. At the end of the day, bring stuff back to your car, whatever the case may be. These are actually the blackout ones. I don't care if people see what my baits are. They have them clear. I got black, so nobody's gonna be seeing what bait I'm throwing, but that's not intentional. All right, here's the second box. And the last one for today. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm gonna dump this out again. It's gonna be a lot of the same stuff. We can go through it pretty quickly, I think. Oh. Okay. Mentioned the bait sacks. 1, That was a, what is that, a large? Nope, that one's a medium. These are small. Four more of these. Again, that's more for tournament and travel than in anything else. Okay, I mentioned some larger East Coast Superfly hair jigs. That's what these guys are. Same colors. Here's black. These are the 3/16 ounce. So this will be when I'm up on St. Lawrence. Is that the purple one? No, it's just a straight black. I expect these are going to come into play up there. Boring, but I got some swivel rings. That's all there is. This is just decoy number twos. Here we go. Here's the 3-inch. I'm going to take one of these out because I didn't take any of the 5-inch out. These, again, are Lunker City. These are the Helgramites. This is just a straight black. Good trailer on a hair jig. Great on a Ned rig. I don't fish it very often on a drop shot, but you could do that. This is the 3-inch. The other ones were 5-inch. Straight black. I also have their ox blood red. It's been a great color. Three more things, and then we're going to wrap up here. Next one is from a company called Fish or Die Bait Company. This is their Ajax 3-inch. Very similar to the Stone Caddies. These are probably so. I think the Stone Caddies were 3-inch. Very similar. This is more of a goby though. So when I am out on Cayuga or Champlain, where there are some goby, I think there are gobies in Champlain. I've actually never seen one. Chasing smallmouth. Put something like this on a stand-up jig head on the bottom. You could do a Ned if you wanted to. You could also Texas rig this, or you could presumably fish this on a drop shot if you really wanted to, if you're trying to go after some bedding fish and wanted this coming in. But honestly, the gobies sit on the bottom anyway, so I probably wouldn't do that as a thick body. These guys were at the New England Fishing Expo and spent a lot of time talking with them, and then continued walking and making the rounds, visiting the other vendors, and completely forgot to go back and pick some of these up. So ordered from Tackle Warehouse, and we got it. Last ones. So I showed you those shaky head jigs that I bought. It's a Zoom trick worm. I've got straight black. What is this color? Oh, this is the California 420. So it is a straight-tailed worm. That's all it is. You got the bulb at the top here, flat side. This is really. I will Nico rig these, and I will put these on a shaky head. The shaky heads will be if you're fishing a wacky rig around docks, and you get into some deeper docks, you want something to get down, but you don't want to be throwing the jigs. I'll throw a shaky head there. It's a pretty versatile. You can do that. You can throw it in actually around some deeper cover, hop it down some ledges, whatever the case may be. Anyhow, I know that was a lot. I know that now we're almost at the hour mark. I don't know what I'm going to do with this video, but that is what I have been up to since, again, so this is March. This has been 4 months of collecting and shopping and planning and thinking and a little bit of impulse buying, as you saw as well. But it's going to be a great year. I am so excited for this season. I'm excited. I've got some travel fishing the BFLs this year. Got into that last year. I'll be on the kayak a lot. Not only local, but also branching out a bit outside of New Hampshire as well. So apologies. I know this is New Hampshire Kayak Adventures. I don't think everything is going to be in New Hampshire. We'll see how that goes with the camera and recording. All that to say, this has been a fun night. There's a lot here. If you have anything that you have questions about that you saw, anything that you have used and want to weigh in, and tell me more about your experience or how you use them, or I don't know, whatever the case may be on this. I think we're all tackle junkies at heart. So again, thank you for sticking around. It's going to be a great season. Looking forward to all that's in store, and I will see you out there. Thanks.